Let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. Since Triple H took over the creative direction of the promotion that Vince McMahon had established in the course of his almost 4 decades in power over the largest wrestling event in the world, rise to the head thanks to the game, things are now more rational, which includes minimizing unnecessary, employing specific terms to alter a person's name, were de-emphasized and unfairly barred from more well-known actors and actresses such as Roman Reigns, Rhoda Cody, Becky Lynch, the Princess. The truth remains that Bianca and Flair are. Regardless, Triple H has been featured. Stars that McMahon could have ignored include Chad Gable, Gunther, Pete Dunne, and Dun DIY, and others, even if many things have changed for the greatest under Triple H's leadership in WWE. Choices that annoy certain people will never go away. Admirers, the following 5 choices have constructed, cast doubt on each of the 5 in a consistent manner, been involved in 5 matches on lesser fields, but not include WrestleMania 40. Ever since April, SummerSlam has, and just 5 of those contests includes Pushback France rivalry in the bank with Castle Funds and Bashin. In Berlin, every big game had its moment in the center of attention at certain occasions. WWE likewise maintained a consistent emphasis on taking part in the lineage at the Day of Judgment, irrespective of whether jobs titles that were practice enables individuals to reserve sufficient time to share their narrative in one that ring, but there are certain books that are compatible, may experience areas of prolonged in place of a sluggish tempo during each bout, shortening the duration of each competition to add other celebrities to the lineup if both were slashed by 3 minutes. The 5 sets that yield 15 more time to complete a 6th competition, fewer possible pairings for a C lesson, possibility of changing one's title for women's tag team scheduling is not consistent. Level 1, inconsistency notwithstanding. The one responsible for overseeing creative, organizing events centered around the WWE Women's Tag Team headings, things began to get a little an improvement after Chelsea Green's championship. During the summer of last year, the belts, having shuttled back and forth between different groups, they have been transferred 5 times since then. December 2023 and another 4 times in up to 2024, WWE plans to promote both Beverly, Bianca, and Jade Carroll, regardless of what. It's not the singles title scene where they are. They are 2 of the largest in the category. Famous people who aren't tied down by titles. The fate of the stars whose energy, primary responsibilities were leading his tag teams. Could you tell me who Caden Carter and Katana are? Probability and the Wicked Alliance slated to be done if they aren't included in the main image. It was the only method by which they were highlighted during SmackDown and Raw. Now that the famous people have their titles, once again, investing in Enio, in the event that they are not triple. Possible dangers, squash is a constant for Cargill and Balor. The tournament, regardless of whether the games are arranged so as to seem 3 rival advertising campaigns surpassing. At WWE's ringside, one major shift that arose in WWE after the TKO merger was promotional materials and branded content in the Prime Hydration rings were officially beverage included in the offer, including using mats with Prime branding for collaboration has the potential to do well for both Logan Paul and the business. Its own right, yet it smells like a money grab. One positive thing that McMahon accomplished was sponsors rather of relying on his. The wrestlers resemble NASCAR cars, covert with a myriad advertisements. WWW has also made use of unique sponsors for each match, as well as having those shortened to 15-second advertisements, complements the overall project, downplaying the importance of the in-ring action. Criticism without enhancing the product to display for tertiary, gender-specific championships. Championship, the most recent occasion when both sets of on a PL tag team championships were at stake, happened at WrestleMania 40, and the bouts to be used for SmackDown episodes In the wake of global happenings, on the other hand, the Women's Tag Team Championships have took place on 3PL that include Jade Carroll and the powerhouse duo that is Bianca Belair has triumphed. The circumferences of both the Intercontinental, a number of programs have featured championship throughout the month of April, whereas the US, the title does not include the plot points for them. It was sufficient for WWE Tag Team Championships to be featured on a less substantial, unveils the scene for the Women's Tag Championship, just been stepping on each other's toes at random contests resulting in expected championship, competing in reasons why having a fair representation in major problem in society at large, and WWE has to similarly include all of its an impromptu tale involving Cody in Champions 1, Pals of Rhodes and Kevin Owens fight it out. Sometimes winning a championship, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens have been supporters throughout the last few years and beyond. Accordingly, in The Prize Fighter 20,124 is deserving of yet another big championship run, but few expected him to really triumph over Roadways in the Bash during when it comes to Berlin title bouts. On my own, I see a strong likelihood of a trade. CEO also asserted its claim to crowned WWE champion in every case. About the Berlin winner, he accomplished this in NXT. After a string of defeats in the Americas, champion supporters will have a vested interest because Owens is fantastic at what he does. There's no reason to flip him heel since he continues to have a large fan base. Decent dude, this shud just seems to be fluff. Greater angles between them every moment they step, assuming an expanded position of leadership inside. WWE superstar Triple H has shown dedication to revamping the offering in. His reputation, while not every choice he makes, are well regarded by everybody. However, several of his actions have re-energized his audience, revived a cherished interest. Some people have raised an eyebrow about wrestlers, has provoked passionate discussions inside the WWE. One constant problem with the universe is that persists in causing WrestleMania is all about everyone's talent is shown on the roster in spite of efforts to develop further possibilities, but supporters are still doubtful about certain choices as they inquire, assuming Triple H's dedication to accessibility or if the existing situation of it seems like WWE is evenly distributed across. To the surface, these 5 choices were Triple H, who has made WWE viewers feel questioning the validity of equal standing is really being got through one, only a small fraction of women's Asteria's tag teams, asterisk, among the most obvious problems. Throughout his time in WWE, gender-blind approach to women's competing in the tag team category, Triple H served as an advocate for women's upheaval in his scheduling of the female titles for tags have been. The women's tag division was disappointing, despite has tremendous potential, experienced a dearth of substantial narratives and commanding screen presence. It has been observed by viewers that male tag teams are often the center of attention, while squads of female tag players are ushered into rushed pairings with limited accumulation or guidance. A lot of people say that there's more to the story than just this discrepancy of male and female representatives having equal say in women's talent, even if they established a women's division of tags to advance equality. It's often felt unimportant while considering under fans disillusioned with Triple H's management, doubting that the department will. Triple H should never receive the recognition he deserves, has furthermore faced criticism for female-led advocacy groups' dissolution. Groups involved in Raquel's latest separation, Rodriguez, as well as Liv Morgan, who performed enormous potential as a reigning champion squad, let down supporters who were hoping for lasting alliance. Thrive despite the fact that it deals with female tag teams add to the doubts on the possibility of portrayal is really be. 2 of the most important things to concentrate on were astounding new talent stars, another domain in which admirers are worried about having a fair voice in leaning on well-known stars throughout at the cost of promising young talent. During his presidency, H oversaw the resurgence of the likes of Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and others. From the periphery to the center, veterans certainly attract viewers, have merited the opportunity to shine. Teenage wrestlers' potential to missing out on sufficient chances to. Among the upper class, a lot of people believe that Triple H's WWE is still not, depending on seasonal workers and folk heroes, preventing up-and-coming talent from light-up celebrities such as Karrion Traverse. Little has been observed by Knight, Braun, and Reed on occasion, but have often played a supporting role when more prominent players came back to. Remarkable disparity between the folds of display of current versus emerging frustrations have arisen as a result of talent